welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. So, the mission of 1 Million by 1 Million is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, build $1 trillion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. We've been doing these free tables for a long time. This is our 194th session. Imagine that many of you who are in the room have perhaps been here before. If you're the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoy the event. And we will be providing a recording of the show at the end of the session, both on our blog as well as on our YouTube channel. If you're tweeting the show, please use hashtag 1M1M. And our Twitter handles are at 1M by 1M and at Sramana. You're welcome to any of those. We produce a tremendous amount of really high quality content. Sarah says she's the first time here. Welcome, Sarah. Feel free, all of you, to introduce yourselves, where you're joining from, what projects you're working on, and so forth. So it's always great to know people through the session. It's a networking event as well, of course. And also on our YouTube channel, you will find recordings of all our previous sessions. So, look at them at your convenience, and you will find, I'm sure, useful information there. Now, we do different things that will happen first, and then we will have lots of time to do open Q&A. So, these are instructions for calling in. You tell us in public chat that you are calling in, and then put your computer on mute so that you don't stream echo into the call. The number to call in is 650-479-3208, and the access code is 664108005. Phone muted until I ask for you, and as long as I know in public chat that you're calling in, I will call for you. Okay. So before we do anything else today, we have an important announcement to make, which is our new book, my new book, I guess, Women in Feminism, as part of the Entrepreneur Journey series, is just out as of today. The book has been just announced, and you can get it from Amazon Kindle. The URL is on your screen, and Maureen will put the URL in the public chat as well. And I will be reading the first chapter of the opening chapter of the book, just to give you a taste for what's happening there. And then I'm going to go into the entrepreneur presentations and discussions. So, a moment, I am looking for the book. This chapter is for Talented Women, Please Do Not Quit. This book is about entrepreneurs and how women who have actualized themselves through entrepreneurship, what do you have to say about the work-life balance issue? And feminism has been suffering a significant setback over the last couple of decades, in that women in their 30s, talented women, are going out of the workforce to raise children. And the first chapter of the book actually opens as an address to that group. It says, "Talented women, please do not quit." I'll read that chapter. 5 years ago, a good friend of mine hanged herself. I had coffee with her the day before. She was married to a successful Silicon Valley entrepreneur who ran a couple of major companies and had a brilliant career. She did not work. On the surface, they had everything. I knew both of them well. It was a deeply disturbing incident that shook us all up. 5 years past, I have observed society around us closely. Today, I am writing this with a certain amount of lingering sadness. One of the greatest defeats of the feminist movement in America has been the phenomenon that women in their 30s are quitting the workforce in large numbers. Many of them are highly educated, and just as they acquire sufficient experience to take on more substantial roles, the body clock sets off an alarm. Have babies. Women are programmed to want to have children. There is no point in denying or defying biology. Whatever it is that the feminists want women to do, asking them not to have children isn't something that will gain any traction. As children, those children need to be raised. Unlike societies like India, where the extended family is deeply integrated into the fabric of society, domestic help is affordable and abundant. Western societies tend to consist of more nuclear families. Help is limited. Childcare is expensive. Faced with the complex juggling challenge, women often abandon their professional lives and become full-time mothers. Paying childcare, feel guilty about not being there for the children, peer pressure from other women who are full-time moms, all eventually catch up with them. They quit their jobs in search of a less stressful existence. In cases, and this situation is particularly prevalent in places like Silicon Valley and Wall Street, where wealth flows abundantly, women quit because there is no real pressure to earn money. The husband earns enough. The family can afford childcare, but that doesn't put a stop to the hostile glares from full-time moms. Even supposedly high-powered women like Sheryl Sandberg have been known to succumb to this kind of peer pressure and feel guilty. Once again, many women quit in response. Also, some families do not believe in outsourced childcare, especially immigrant families who want to impart the culture of another country into the children have to invest time and energy in doing so personally. Children of Indian or French parents raised by Mexican nannies are subject to tremendous clashes of culture, not to mention language development challenges. Add the notion of cross-cultural families where there are already two different cultures to navigate. If the nanny introduces a third culture, kids can get utterly confused. There is the option of a stay-at-home dad, of course. However, a large percentage of women are not drawn to the dynamic of a male partner not working. This is a bias that both nature and society have developed from the Stone Ages. Men are supposed to hunt. Now, in the 21st century, it is okay for women to hunt, but an observation is that men who just gather do not turn on most women. It is important to be turned on by your mate. Having children while maintaining a serious career is and will continue to be complex for women forever. The temptation to quit will always beckon. What happens if you do? My friend Renee Fields worked in Wall Street. In her 30s, she married and supported the dreams of a man who has since become a successful Silicon Valley entrepreneur. In her 50s, Renee has raised 4 children and along the way gave up her professional career. She says that she has regretted giving up her career and staying at home, driving the kids around all day long to their schools and activities, feeling intellectually starved. By the time her husband comes home from an exhausting day at work, Renee is longing for adult company, stimulation, and engagement. Her husband wants to chill. An observation from Renee's experience is the identity crisis that she has experienced. Wall Street trading desk to this domestic swirl has been mind-numbing, she says. While most women are unwilling to admit to their regrets, Renee speaks of them candidly. Going to lunch with other bored housewives is just not interesting to me. It's a window into the large-scale identity crisis that a generation of women is going through. They have made the choice to quit. They have raised children. In the process, they have lost one of the most fundamental secrets of human happiness, the sense of self. My friend, who killed herself, had no sense of self left. She did not do anything with her talents. She had raised 2 great kids. Once left, she had no identity of her own. A few months ago, I met Jana Francis, founder and CEO of online deal site Steals.com. Her story is one that I find both inspiring and instructional to those women who have perhaps already made the choice of quitting or are contemplating doing so. The motion for Steals.com came to Jana Francis right after she had a daughter, her child, where she had to head back to work at the end of her maternity leave. She realized she was a smart, capable woman who could work from home. Once she started thinking along those lines, the idea started to flow. Always one who you'd count on for online shopping deals. Her friends called her the dot-com princess. When it came to online shopping in the baby space, she was disappointed. There was a website that would tell you the story of the product, why you would want it, what problem it would solve for you, and offer also great deals. She developed a burning desire to create a new kind of website that would launch new deals every day, a steep 40% to 80% discount on premium baby products. With a career and 3 kids, one of which was a newborn, she had 18 months to go from concept to creation. She partnered with Rhett Clevenger, who at the time was an online media manager for a large e-commerce site, to launch Steals.com in April 2008. Steals.com was the first site to be launched, and as it became profitable, more sites were launched. Scrapbooksteals.com, Steals.com, SheSteals.com. The revenue in 2012 was $16.4 million. Jack has over 70 full-time employees, most of them based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Her master was a former colleague who had left the company after her maternity leave. 70% of her employees are women, and about 25% of them have had a baby in the past 2 years. Completely bootstrapped company, Steals.com cannot offer its team the best possible pay, but for most of them, the flexibility the company provides means a lot. Most customer service staff is able to work from home for 30 hours a week. For me, it's very rewarding to know that the situation I dreamed of for myself is being provided for so many moms in Utah who would not have a job if they were not working here. What Jana's story is that she has been able to have a flexible but fully engaging career herself by moving over to the entrepreneurship side. Additionally, she has leveraged her understanding of women's need for flexibility and desire to work and create a uniquely appealing culture in her company, allowing many other women to continue working while raising children. So my suggestion to all of you talented women facing the same dilemma: do not quit. Become an entrepreneur. Do not risk losing your sense of self. Work is not just for livelihood. It is much a source of fundamental life force. So that is the first chapter, opening chapter of the book, Feminine Feminism. And yes, work-life balance issues fascinate me. Yes, and it fascinates lots of other women, and it challenges lots of other women as well. So we're going to start with Carl Petru. Al, if you could unmute your line and tell us what Panda Pay.
Yeah, so much. I put up my slides there now. So my name's Carl, and I'm the founder of Panda Pay. Panda Pay is a mobile app that allows you to pay for your meal without having to wait for the bill change. Problems that we're addressing in the restaurant and the mid-restaurant market is people at their table trying to find a waiter, waiting for the bill to arrive, paying for individual dishes in large groups, working at equal split between friends and get social stigma, and also getting vouchers and loyalty cards, as many people don't bring them to the restaurant. Change. So the switch will allow customers to pay instantly. So phone the app with both locations, say TGA Fridays, Main Square, as there's only one of them, and to bill table number. So it's 15. Change.
So the question, does that mean that you have to have in your database every single restaurant and every single table number of each of those restaurants and their payment information? Yes.
Sort of. We're going step by step of signing up individual restaurants as we go, and working only towards chains. So not the Hiltons of the world or not the McDonald's of the world. In London, it'd be like the Pizza Expresses, the TGA Fridays, the mainstream mid-level chain restaurants.
But we need all this information, right?
goes through the electronic payment operating system. So at the moment, the diner pays for his or her meal. The waitress either has an electronic device taking down the order, or she puts it into like the main computer, which is next to the cash register. This information is already being captured, so it can be into the kitchen. So the chef can cook the meals. B, especially in America and the UK, they have a just-in-time management system. So any food that's being ordered and cooked today, tomorrow, the suppliers are already automatically sent out the information, so it can be delivered the very next day for the kitchen, taking away that pain point. So this data is already being captured, but it's only serving the kitchens and the supply chain. It's being used for the customer side of things.
So the question is more in trying to visualize the usage model. Is this something that is an app on the consumer's phone, or is it a device, is it a phone that users are using and passing around?
No, it's a device. It's a app that you'd use on your phone.
Then, if it's an app on my phone, and I am connecting into restaurants and table numbers and all that that need to be in your system, right?
That's correct. Okay. So the approach is to ensure that the diner's experience is linked to the experiences within the market restaurants. They're not doing anything differently than they would otherwise do. So a quick note, which may sort of give, these are just wireframes, so these aren't designed. So you bring up the app, it says get your bill, so you click that, change. Hit no cafe because of the geolocation of Wi-Fi, very much how companies like Halo, for those that do Halo work, your table name or table number.
I know that. I have almost never been to a restaurant where I know my table number.
Okay, so this is we're doing focus groups at the moment with this. So either the waitress asks you for your table name, it's like, oh hi, can I just get a table name off you? Or the table name will be on the table, or we'll do like NFC and barcodes, and that will be a sticker on the table, so you can click the QR code or do the NFC code.
None of this exists. You are assuming other things which do not exist.
Which don't exist, sorry?
You're a lot of things that do not exist in the infrastructure. It's very difficult to make a product take off that doesn't what's existing. That assumes there be infrastructure that doesn't.
So there's the like electronic payment operating systems which exist. So the Panda Pay would have to do would to be put either these stickers on the tables or these devices on the tables. That's the only element that would need to bring into the individual restaurants. The restaurant chain by restaurant chain. So it requires door knocking and sales for the restaurants.
Expensive sales strategy.
So then, yep, when you put in like your table name, let's say Friends Russ, click. Bring up, because it knows you're on, let's say, table 15, because it's in that restaurant, you can do one of three options. You can pay for your entire bill, and then you can influence the tip. You can split amongst friends, or you can pay for individual items. So if you change, go to the individual items. It'll bring up all the individual items that you've ordered, because we know this because the electronic payment operating system already picked this up to give it to the kitchen. So then you can see items in Apple order. Let's say that you choose apple cake. So if you click that, you click it in real time. The app will pick up that somebody else is also in that restaurant, who's also at table 15, who's sitting opposite you, has chosen the baked chicken. Therefore, that's grayed out. You can then see that the cupcake and the Don wine hasn't been purchased yet, except the top the Don wine has. So you can slide that all the way across. Click. Which your total is, in this case, £2.20. Click. Already got your card in there. You can just select your HSBC card in this particular case. But if your new card change, you can just take your card, and that details will be automatically put in there, making it convenient for the end consumer, which is pretty common technology now. Change. CVV, which is the back of your card, just for security purposes, change, and then you can go. And this is just illustrating us working with other affiliates, such as in this case, Halo Taxi. So if you change, you can just open up the Halo Taxi app, which runs on the same premises of geolocation. Change, so pick me up here, change, and then taxi change. Then you get a receipt for what you actually paid for. So for like business people, where they need their receipt for their accountants or for work, then getting a long bill if they've gone out to lunch with 15 people, it can just bring up exactly what they've paid for and not all of it. Change. And now other things like loyalty cards, emails, previous receipts, reward points, etc. Change. So there can be 4-click payments, electronic receipts, use of loyalty cards and vouchers very easily, personalized offers, because then Panda Pay will know what sort of things you like. If you like pizza or Indian food, you can push those notifications to you. And also you can check your bill during the meal just so you know we're up to and exactly what you've ordered, all without using your wallet. Change. So what it can do is split bills, pay for certain items, allowing that diner to be in control, and also get access to, allows Panda Pay to have access to affiliates such Yelp, which we're working with at the moment because people forget to put in their reviews, Halo, and as of actual last week, Yplan. For those not familiar with Yplan, it's an app that lets you plan tonight and tomorrow night event to restaurants. Change. So restaurant, it's really empowering wait staff to do what they enjoy, which is taking orders and engaging with customers. The bit is actually waiting for people to pay the bill because it adds no value to the restaurant, and they're standing around with the frustration of doing that. So more importantly for the restaurant, it's turning the tables faster for them.
Have you worked at any restaurant?
There is competition in the UK. We haven't at the moment. So we're just at the moment putting development in place. I've made developments with American Express, with Wi-Fi and Halo, those companies I was discussing before. We're discussions with some of the restaurants at the moment, but at the moment we haven't rolled out an MP test demo at this stage. All we've done is basically these wireframes and focus group them. So average.
What is your business model?
We're charging 20p per transaction per consumer. Because the premises, which is what this slide speaks to, is the average minutes for customers in a restaurant, according to Pizza Express, which is the largest mid-restaurant chain in the UK, United Kingdom. 76 minute change is that they say table for 4, 76 minutes for the restaurant per minute on revenue is making 105 per minute change, but we pay because the average wait between someone wanting to leave and actually leaving is 18 minutes, reduces it from 76 minutes down to 58 minutes change. The restaurant actually now in revenue making £1.38 per minute change.
Yeah, that's only a certain kind of restaurant that's where you're trying to get people in and out. That's the user experience of a lot of restaurants.
Yes, that's right. It's very mid-market. So like the Mitra Expresses, the TJ Fridays, especially in central London. There's lines on London Thursdays and Fridays. There's lines on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. So they just need to get people out of the restaurant as soon as possible, and the people in the restaurants want to get out as soon as possible as well. So it's identifying both of those pain points from either side. The restaurant perspective, the 30p increase in revenue for every minute, which is over 30% increase.
So if you position it that way, the only kind of restaurants who would be interested are people who have long lines and this mode of engagement with the customers.
In central London, at least, that there is exactly that problem of lines on those particular times I was discussing. But we're playing around with how we're presenting as well in regards to, and because we did a lot of research in the last few weeks about people's pain points as well, and people find that splitting the bill is a major issue for them because there's social awkwardness, saying not split equally. Can I just pay for what I had? Because I just had a soup. But when there's sort of 6 or more people in the group, people end up, we couldn't be bothered, it's too much, let's just bill equally. And then there's some people very passionately enjoying that and therefore not going out to dinner with people because of that reason. The technology solution is app plugs directly into the electronic payment operating system of the restaurant, allowing Panda Pay to create a tokenization of card not present payment solution, which is common on e-commerce platforms anyway. The staff will get a notification when the table begins and completes payment, so that waiter or waitress knows that that payment has been complete when the consumer walks out. Change. This is just a little text diagram. Torex is an electronic payment system, just showing that at the moment where it says Fresh Cafe Food Suppliers and Fresh Cafe Kitchen, that data has already been captured by Torex, which is electronic payment operating system. Where proposing is Panda Pay has their own database, and information gets sent to there. So Mark and his family, which is the diner, can go on that and see what exactly has been built into that table. And then when they want a transaction, it goes through American Express, which is our payment gateway in this particular case, pays SBC, which is our bank, English Cafe, but creating that flow of data that's already been generated by the diner in the restaurant. So just see if electronic payments operating systems change. These are companies doing like exactly PayPal, which you obviously know. Pay is in 2 restaurants in the UK. Mike is an Israeli team, which I believe is very big in the US and have also got a lot of funding. Habdout is probably the biggest in regards to funding. They just closed a $4 million USD deal, and the solution is what they're doing by and vocal into the 2 other competitors, not so much in the restaurant area, but also looking to it as well. Change. Same change.
How do you
compete with
players?
What, sorry?
How do you compete with these players?
The approach that we're doing is because none of these plays allow you to split an individual item, so like wine. So plan to make it branding, so have brand equity behind Panda, wanting to use a Panda app, a bit like what PayPal did with eBay back in the day. The people use PayPal or the eBay solution, so eBay then took them in the end. And just at a time of launch, have like Panda Assistant in the store that can show people how to use the app.
You're showing all these competitors already, including one that's already funded. I'm not sure how many. Is this Tapped Out a UK company?
Tapped Out is a US company. Tapped Out is not in the UK at the moment. They're very heavy in New York. Check is doing a little bit of white labeling in the UK, but has no brand equity whatsoever. But MyPay is in 2 restaurants at the moment.
Yeah, but it's not a competitive positioning because you don't either. You don't have any brand equity either.
No, we don't have any brand equity. That's correct. But there's no one they're like in all restaurants in the UK, in London. There's probably about 26 restaurants that has an application. Sort of like the way that we're seeing it, it's sort of a territory pain point for many people in busy cities that want to pay individually when they go to groups of 6 or more because it's a third party or it's a work function and they just want to get in the restaurant and leave, or do a work function. But some people are going back to their meetings early and then splitting that bill, and then it's always short and no one knows who's paid for what. But really speaking to that pain point. And
you're proposing to take a cut of the that are going through your system?
So our proposal to make things a restaurant as well is a 20p per transaction. So if there are people on a table and one person pays the entire bill, Panda Pay makes 20p. But if there are 4 people on the table and they all use Panda Pay, then Panda Pay makes 80p.
So is the business model of your competitors as well a percentage of the transaction?
The business model of MyPay, it's not the business model of MyCheck and Tapped Out. They do a percentage of like 0.05% of the bill.
They percentage that you take a flat charge per transaction.
That is it.
Okay.
At least in the UK, they do some stuff about payments, payload taxis, which is in Europe as well, and Pay by Phone, which is a UK company. It's where you pay your parking by phone, parking off the street by phone. change. So this is the UK restaurant market. The biggest restaurant group in the UK is Pizza Express, Skidley, ZZ, Byron. Meals per year is million, and they've got 650 restaurants. Change. The second big is called the Restaurant Group, and those brands 30 million per year. Total number of restaurants is 40. Change. And the third biggest restaurant is called Tragas. They own those brands, 21 million, and they have 295 restaurants. Very different to the US. The US is a lot more strong group, but that's the UK restaurant. Concurrent of mid-sized restaurants. Change. So our current acquisition, sort of slightly mentioned before, was initially it started having in-store Panda Pay assistants that go to the restaurant but work for Panda Pay on busy times when they can see someone sort of stressed out, they want to leave, or when they can see a big group of people wanting to leave, they can come along and just quickly show them how the app works, how efficient it is, or one-off them, so therefore when the person comes in next time, they can see how quickly it can be done through Panda Pay. Obviously, information on the table, Panda Pay points, obviously getting loyalty schemes, donations to WWF because they've got pandas, 1,600 pandas left in the world, so bringing that sort of good aspect through, and also working with other apps and companies such as Plan, which I believe is in the US, Halo, Yelp, which also
can you sell this at the restaurant chain level and not have to do it on a restaurant by restaurant basis? How do you do the deals? Is this something that you work with a restaurant chain level?
Yeah, at the restaurant chain level. So it's not going to, the objective would not be to do go to all those 600 restaurants. It'd be to integrate with the electronic payment operating systems and then just roll it out that way.
But you'll have to every restaurant in the chain has to be trained and it has to be kind of, the action is dependent on what happens at every outlet, right?
Yes, it would have to be at every single outlet. The wait staff would have to be trained that there is this new app, Panda Pay. We feel that we could systemize this.
To take orders this way, but also to almost sell the concept. Where else do you expect the consumers to adapting the solution?
Adapting the solution by having in-store presence and also addressing a pain point of people wanting to pay individual items and also people wanting to leave a restaurant quicker and not having to wait on each 18 minutes between the time they get the bill and actually leaving the restaurant.
You still have to know about it.
Yeah, well, that's what have in-store information and Panda Pay assistance. So, like the waitress can say, "Oh, wait, just so you know that you can pay for it."
A Panda Pay assistant that is a human being?
A human, sorry, my fault. Yes, I didn't sort of.
How do you do that? That's not scale.
Need to be on. It doesn't need to be all the time. It was just on the initial launch, so people are at least aware of Panda Pay. So once someone's going to pay the first time, they don't need to have that human assistant to go through and work through them again because they know what it is. They can tell their friends, "Hey, have you heard of Panda Pay?" The waitresses think, "Oh, my group of 15, please all download Panda Pay because I don't want to have to stand around for an hour taking all of the individual payments for a party of 15 plus."
Question: you need to get some restaurants signed up, otherwise the diners have nothing to do with it, right?
No, the diners have been the easiest people to sign up. We're starting because we're sort of having some issues getting the EPOS. There's like only 3 electronic payment operating system providers in this space. They're sort of tinkering around with it, but they're not doing anything in this. They're putting plans into action. So we're still focused more on restaurant chains. We've got 8,000 diners interested, just over. In investment, I've already had initial offers, as in the sense of let's start talking term sheets. That far as it goes. But I didn't know if I need to do what Y-Plan did, which is create a dream team of all the people in this space and then get what Y-Plan did with 1.6 million seed funding, or to raise a little round of finance of about 120K, which is relatively straightforward in the UK at least. And and take that bit of investment, but then I wouldn't know what to do with that investment on a larger scale. Or if we should just pay for branding, or pay out through third parties, which is a bit like, I don't know if you have Innocent in the US. It's a company that sells boxes and hoodies and suits. They don't actually make the products; they get someone else to do it, and they just brand it as its own sort of white label in it.
Question. Get to money in branding. It's a very expensive exercise, and the investors that I know would not fund that strategy. So if that's the strategy that you go with, that you're going to spend a lot of money in advertising and so forth, I don't think they're going to give you money. There are obviously there are customer acquisition mechanisms to buy traffic and to downloads of apps in your geography. I don't think those are hugely expensive. There is some, you should look into that, like bundle and all the kind of stuff that would help you with distribution of your app. That's something that you should look into.
Okay.
And you absolutely need to sign up restaurant chains so that once people, let's say 8,000 diners are ready to download something, what are they going to do? Unless there are restaurants in your app that are using this product and they can use it at those restaurants, this is useless, right?
No, of course. So that's where we were initially starting with electronic payment operating system providers. We just wanted to at least test out if people would be or validate the idea if people actually wanted to use an app like this, because it's a concept, at least in the UK. And so we felt that we've at least done the initial step of validating the fact that people want to use it.
Validate. There's no question that you need to validate. What you're saying is there are other competitors who are doing the same thing. So there is some validation in the market that other people are doing it, which then will beg the question, how do you differentiate and how do you win against that competition? And your question about a dream team, that really depends on what you can afford and what you can attract. Can you get people to work for equity that are, people that have a lot of resume value and all that? Which is easy to do. If they expect to be paid significant amounts of money, they're going to end up burning through a lot of cash without, it's not really what they're going to accomplish. I'm not a believer in creating a dream team to impress investors.
Okay.
I'm a believer in keeping your burn rate low and validating and getting to revenues as quickly as possible.
So more approaches, just raise a small round of finance, get a MVP working product.
Raise a small round of finance.
Question, sorry?
Sorry?
I missed your last statement. Sorry?
I said, can raise a small round of finance.
I can
raise a small round of finance. Validation.
That's correct. I've already been that I've already started conversations. She's about 120,000 USD, so about between 50 and 100,000 pounds for funding of Panda Pay. That
you can raise 120K, raise 120K, and get this validated and get it to revenue as quickly as possible.
Okay.
The fastest way for you to access additional resources.
Okay.
Include active team members, by the way.
Okay.
Is that a question?
Yes, it does. Have you seen any teams in the Valley that are similar to this solution? Or any progression of AP payments, etc.?
Seen over the years all sorts of teams that are working on restaurant-related solutions. I remember everything off the top of my head, but this is a segment that is very active, right? People trying to sell solutions that are related to restaurants. And you also need to pay attention to other solutions like Square and so on and so forth, where um, you know, that may not be currently a direct competition, but they will come in. They, if this is a concept that is seeing traction, they can very easily get in, create a solution, an extension of what they have, and put you completely, out of business.
Yep, I heard that. Because I know Google in the US is trying to IP restaurant payments in the US. That would be illegal under European Union laws, but in the US, supposedly they may have a chance.
Well,
that answers my question.
I've answered your
Thank you.
question.
Yes, thank you ever so much.
Good luck, Carl. We're up next. Cab Crazy. You there?
Sramana, how are you?
Good. Have you ever?
Yeah. This is my first round. First I've been out here.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell us what you're doing.
Yahul from founder at Cap Crazy and Intuition IT Labs. And I'm currently located in Pune, India. Next. So Cap Crazy, what is Cap Crazy? Cap Crazy is a cab booking portal. You might have heard about Taxi for Sure than Ola cabs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Ola cabs and Taxi for Sure, they're branding them as a taxi company, but not a taxi company. We don't have our own cabs. We don't charge our users anything. Next. Cap Crazy. Cap Crazy is a platform which acts as a bridge between users and these cab dealers. Our cab dealers are like they are big players in market individually who are cab owners, cab owners, but they have fleets around 100 fleets, 200 fleets.
Mm-hmm.
And we are just a platform where we bring up these all dealers at one place, and you can select what kind of service they want and which dealer they want to go with.
Okay. You try to do red bus kind of service for cabs.
Yeah, something similar like red bus, but the backend mechanism might be different of red bus. We have dealers signed up right now. We have 12 dealers in Pune who are top dealers. You might have heard about Wings, P-Cabs, Narrow Zone in Pune. Now we are doing is like they and us who are paying cab. Then even they have a booking cancellation rate very high due to availability of cabs. In that case, they can use our channel partner account and they can earn through their bookings.
Mm-hmm.
Benefit of Cap Crazy. You will major dealers at one place. You can compare between the prices, what facilities they are giving, like newspaper, water bottle, is AC car, non-AC car. Secondly, you can compare between all dealers' prices, and you can select your best dealer. And same single account, you can use to book cab of different dealers.
Yep.
So now cab, you have two ways. Either you can book it online itself or through a telephone, because in India, normally I have seen people booking a cab, they have a habit, when I need a cab, I do call up a cab company. I don't go on the web and book a cab currently. I have set up of both the things. Even you can book a cab using telephone, otherwise on the web. If you think through telephone, you call us on our toll free on our customer support number, and then tell us what is your requirement. There are different types of bookings available: point to point, outstation, layer, then airport pick and drop, different packages. Point is like point to point. If you want to go from one place to other place, like you hire an auto rickshaw, right? You hire you sit into it and he drops you at some other place. Then you can point-to-point service. If you hire a cab particular hour, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, then you can use local hire. If you're traveling outside, then you go outstation, and if you want to go airport pick and drop, you can use airport pick and drop service.
Okay. Have you talked to, you said there were a dozen cab companies in Pune?
Yeah. I have.
They're willing to use?
Yes, they're using it.
You want this up and running?
Yes.
Okay.
Up and running from last 1 month, and we have completed around 80 bookings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all cab companies using it?
Yes. Whoever 80 bookings are being executed using this application only. They really liked it and they are enjoying it. Now the thing is like I need traction.
No. Are all 12 cab companies on your system?
Yes, they are all on my system and they are using it.
Okay. And how
we are taking advance payment.
Have?
Get you?
How many consumers do you have?
Right, 85 consumers.
80?
Yeah.
I see. You acquiring customers?
I had distributed flyers last time. I have a few customers who have used this website, and they're my repeated customer right now.
So what do you have? Are you doing anything in terms of online marketing right now?
No, not such. I did one Google advert of 200 rupees and then nothing else.
I think Google AdWords is the right strategy for this.
Because I got some leads from there. I converted nearly around 20 deals from there.
Mm-hmm. So you convert the 20, you managed to convert 20 deals from the Google AdWords?
Yeah.
Spent 200 rupees, how much did you make on that
our strategy is like to make it's a pre-system for my vendors, dealers. I take in advance and I charge them 10% per booking, and for point to point for 2 dealers I charge flat 5 rupees per booking.
So 200 rupees that you spent on Google AdWords?
Yeah, I made like you can say $1,000.
That ROI, especially if you can hold on to these customers who are going to become, who in the lifetime value of that customer is high.
Yes, I have. We even do take feedback from the customers when they use the system, and also that they really like the system. It's very user friendly, and then more dealers in, so they get more options.
So that was my question. Do you have all the dealers working with you?
I have 12 dealers right now working with me. I tied up with 12 dealers. I have people who are single taxi owners, but then we don't want that owned to be our users, because I want everything to be automated. These dealers which they have whole system, like they have their own call centers, they have everything, they have 24/7 services.
Yeah.
I get calls from single taxi owners, and I tried one of them. It was Ganesh Auto who had 2 flips, and there was a booking in 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was sleeping, and there was no one to take care of that booking, and even I don't have a 24 service right now. Mm-hmm. So that booking, it was users booking.
So you stay with only the larger fleets, basically.
Because they have the setup ready.
No problem with that. But my question. Now, please stay focused on the conference and don't have side conversations. That's just not polite.
No have any conversation. I think so someone's mic is on.
what did you do in terms of the Google advertising campaign that you ran? What
I had a guy.
for you?
First is Pune radio cabs, then Pune rental cars,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a guy who was into social media, and he did the activity for me.
So it looks like actually I was wrong when I first made the comment that Google AdWords may not produce. If Google AdWords is producing, and since you're showing good ROI, you should go ahead and do more Google AdWords campaigns.
Sramana, see, right now, what I have been doing from last January, we are working on this concept from last January, and concept came live in last 15 days before August, September, 15 September, and then we went in the market to tie up with dealers. In 15 days, we got 12 dealers tied up. They all were very happy, and we took advance payment. So our option is like we take advance payment. When they have a balance less than rupees 100, then we have to recharge the account immediately.
Advance payment from the customers or from the cab dealers?
No, from dealers.
I see.
Yeah, because for customers the system is same as it's going on usually.
Yeah, but what I'm addressing, what I'm trying to address is how do you get customers?
Through mouth, through publicity.
It's AdWords is a good customer acquisition channel from you based on the metrics that you just provided to me.
I tried it. I had 2,000 rupees in my balance, in 2,000 credits, and I got nearly down 10 deals out of it. And it paid me like $1,000, you can say.
You spent 2,000 to get 1,000.
2,000 credits. 2,000 is for 500 rupees.
I don't.
See, I had a gift voucher of Google AdWords. It says like you pay 500 rupees, you get 2,000 credits in Google AdWords account.
Right. So my question is very simple. You pay 500 rupees, you got 1,000 rupees out, right? That's the equation.
Yeah, but that was my luck because those customers booked a cab for outstation. But booked a cab for local, and if they book a particular cab of wings, only for wings, I 5 rupees per deal.
Depends on the type of customer, how much money you're going to make. It depends on the type of customers. Look like has gone cold. So something went wrong with the line. So I think you can listen to this feedback on the recording. My point is, I think you're going to need to look at the Google AdWords campaign and optimize it such that you get the long haul cabs. I think that's what I'm hearing you say, that you want the long haul cab rides, and you're able to catch enough of those to be able to sustain kind of campaign that you want and for the campaign to pay off. However, do not ignore the short cabs, because a customer who gets introduced to your brand and your service through short-term cab ride or short distance cab ride can still be repeat customers and use other services. So I think one of the things that we need to do here with your business is to optimize an AdWords campaign. There are other things you need to do. You need to do social media campaigns and so forth, but Google AdWords needs to be optimized. Okay, Shloka is up next, I believe.
Hello.
I just gave you a whole bunch of feedback. You went quiet, so
no, actually it got disconnected.
Yeah, you disconnected. So I gave you a bunch of feedback. You should listen to that feedback in recording, and we need to move on to the next presenter.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you very much, Sramana.
So here, I'll give you a very quick summary of what I said. We're going to need to optimize your AdWords campaign.
Okay.
And there's a whole set of nuances that you need to optimize that campaign for, and then start learning about social media campaigns and other kinds of online marketing, because this business that you're trying to build, you will have to build this business through online customer acquisition methodologies that then feed the word of mouth, to more customers. So that's really one of the big things that you need to focus. If you've got 12 dealers in Pune, now the next order of business is to acquire the consumers who are to be working with your application.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Yes, Sramana.
Good. I think you're moving along right. You're validating, you're starting to generate revenues. Everything is good. It's just that you're going to need to learn a few more things on how to scale the customer side, and that's great. If you hang on, I will spend some time later on in the presentation about how 1 million by 1 million works with entrepreneurs. So hang on for a moment. We also have more Q&A time. You can ask me more questions. Let me finish with Shlomi, and I will turn on again Q&A.
Okay, no issues, Sramana. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Shlomi, you online?
Hello?
Yes. Hi, Shlomi.
My name is Shirley. I'm going to pitch in instead of Lomi because unfortunately he had a little emergency. So I'm actually a co-founder in the startinprofit.com. Basically, what we have created is a cloud-based platform for selling management software for business and IT. With a social internet feature. Actually, right now, our flagship software, social-based change management. It means, just a second, sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm having a little difficulty with the phone. Okay, now I'm so sorry. Wanted to say we developed a platform that only allows organizations to create their own customizable software. Just a sec.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, I have a problem with the phone. So I started to say we created a platform for organizations that helps them create their own customizable management software. It actually has I'm sorry?
Management software for what? Managing what?
Managing everything. Actually, our flagship software is a change management software, IT. But the problem is basically everything: asset management, problem management, and management.
So you do asset management and IT, spec management, project management. That's what you're trying to go after.
Yes.
It's an extremely crowded space. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, but actually what our uniqueness is the social feature actually put in any kind of a software, the social internet feature, which is really what is making all the difference. For example, in the change management software, the way it happens today, in order to make a change in an organization, basically you have to have a lot of meetings and send a lot of emails, phone calls, in order to get everyone on board with the change. what we're offering is basically social intranet that the person to open the change. He put in the software. Everyone can see it. It's basically like the Facebook wall. Anyone in the organization with an access can see the change, and they can comment on it by saying how this change will affect on their team. And what we give him instead of having meetings and phone calls and emails.
How do you understand your competition? The single question that is going to drive the success of this business is how well do you understand your competition?
Okay, very well. Actually, our main competitor is ServiceNow.
Yep.
Doing change management and also the management platform that we are developing. Now
that ServiceNow does not and will not have social features.
Actually, right now they're starting to have the whole social feature thing, but
is putting in social features in all their products. So I don't think it's a reasonable assumption. And ServiceNow is a large company at this point. So,
yeah, huge company. Actually, what we're offering is the same package as ServiceNow with a lower cost. ServiceNow, as you know, they charge a lot of money for the software. Doing the same thing, less money. This is fine.
So you to do ServiceNow at what?
And customize templates.
Price ServiceNow, is it 1/5 of the price of ServiceNow? What's the equation?
Of their price.
Right. So you want to build the whole ServiceNow system and want to offer it at 1/5 of the price, half of the price. That's really the game that you want to play.
In order to penetrate the market. I know that right now we have, the competition is enormous. Like that, really there's no way that we can compete with ServiceNow in the price area.
Customers in the
yeah, right now we have a few customers are using the change management software as a pilot. We gave it to them for free, up to 10 users. So we can get validation and so we can get feedback. They all seem to love it. Seem to really get the best of it. Also, in the change management software, we the risk cost algorithm. This is something that Shlomi has built. Basically, give you a complete picture of every change. How much will it really cost you? That is another feature that only we have.
What is the offer of the customers that you've got that are using this product? What kind of customers are they? The question really is, are you doing a segmentation and positioning on a certain kind of customers who find ServiceNow too expensive and are looking for an alternative that is at a cheaper price point? And have you done all that positioning work?
Definitely. For example, we had a meeting with a catering company here in Israel, which they loved our software. And we asked them about other softwares. They said, yeah, they're too expensive. And at first, even our software looked too expensive for them. So what we did, we gave them the software as a pilot, free up to 10 users, so they can really experience it and really see if they get a return of their investment. So they're using it for free, but we're supposed to have a meeting with them in like a month, and I'm pretty sure they're going to want to buy it.
And buy it at the price point that you're suggesting, which is half of the ServiceNow price point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess the question that I would ask is that where exactly is the sweet spot of this customer base, what does that segment look like? How do you define that segment? Because that is going to drive all your marketing and sales strategy. You need to find the segment where you think there is a dissatisfaction with the price point of ServiceNow, and where you can penetrate the market. And also, you need to be very clear on what is the competition in your price point in the lower end of the market.
Okay. This is something that we check, but we need to do a much more extensive research on that.
You have to do lots of extensive research because ServiceNow is certainly not the only company playing that space.
Many companies. We know the competition. We know it's really hard to penetrate that market. Yeah. We believe in our product, and we believe we right strategy and with the right marketing. I think we could at least get a few customers of ServiceNow. Because
producing the right strategy is getting the positioning right, getting the segmentation right, getting the competitive positioning right. You have to really understand the segment into which you're going to go and what are the dynamics of the segment, including what are the competitive dynamics in the segment. Unless you understand all of that very deeply, you will not be able to penetrate the market.
Yeah. Right.
That's where I would focus your energy right now.
And one thing that distinguishes us from ServiceNow is that we have customizable and software. Like ServiceNow, really how it works, they give organizations the possibility to create their own software. But we also give that possibility. But also, like if an organization needs a software, we give it to them. We create that software for them in the price.
Most companies that have scaled to get to some sort of a product service model and limit the customization. You can do some amount of customization, and if you want to build a product company, you're going to need to limit the amount of customization required or the amount of customization delivered. So in the beginning, when you are getting close to customers and learning about their requirements and so on and so forth, doing a lot of customization is fine, but gradually as you build the company, you're going to have to create APIs and way in which other people can do customization using your core, which is common. Mm-hmm. You need to build relationships with system integrators and so forth. But if you have to customize every installation at a very low cost, is not a viable business model.
That is, they're building their software. We give them the tools, we give them the templates, the form, the software. Amen. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I think you're going to need to take on all of these enterprise software businesses is that go find 10, 20, 30 customers and start selling to them, start working with them, get them to use your products, and you will learn a lot. You're going to need to work with customers. Our whole philosophy of the program, of the 1M1M program, is to immerse yourself in customers and really position and then immerse in the segment that you really believe is the right segment for you. Mm-hmm. The whole methodology around it that we teach and that we use to manage that process. It's a very strategic kind of step process.
And
good.
Basically, I just wanted to ask one more question.
Yep.
How do we reach and approach investors?
When you're ready, you can approach investors either by yourself, or you can reach and approach investors through us. That depends on where you are and so let me hold that question. I will talk about one in a little bit, and you can ask that question after you've listened to that part of the program. Okay. So, folks, we're going to have some time for Q&A, and those were the 4 presentations using slides, but we can also have quick chat. So, if you have questions, if you want to discuss something quickly, you can use the chat to call in. The phone number is 650-479-3208. Access code 664108005. Here are the call instructions. We'll put them up again when we're ready for the calls. You can also use the public chat to ask questions. So we're fast getting to the Q&A phase, but I'm just going to take 5 minutes to give you an overview of how to use the 1M1M program for those of you who are trying to figure out how to access resources with which to get to the next stage. So everything is at the 1by1m.com website. That's where you will find all the resources. We have a free blog, obviously, and blog is chock full of information. If you're looking for, case studies and trend information, there's a tremendous amount of information on the blog. So we recommend that you follow the blog, and you'll learn a lot through that. Then we have Entrepreneur Journeys book series, and these are some combination of Amazon and Kindle. Mostly everything is available on Kindle. The first 4 books are available on Amazon as physical books as well. And those are, J1, Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 1. Then we have Bootstrapping, Weapon of Mass Reconstruction, Positioning, How to Test, Validate, and Bring Your Idea to Market, Innovation, Need of the Hour, The Other 99%, and Feminism, which is the new book. These 2 books that have just come out in the last month or so. These are Kindle-only versions. This is where I start seeing more synthesis and more kind of, learned a lot by working with thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs over the last several years. We've done hundreds of case studies of successful entrepreneurs, and all that kind of is packed together and synthesized. The lessons of those we've started to synthesize a lot of that in these books. That's SramanaMitra.com. This is what the site looks like. So you have both the 1M1M site and the blog all accessible from 1M1M.com. Lots of FAQ videos. So if you go to the featured videos section, it's mostly FAQ videos of our program and the questions that you're hearing all the time from the audience. These roundtables happen every week. This is our 94th session, so we've been here consistently working with entrepreneurs on a weekly basis regularly. And you can use these forums to get input as well. They are free, obviously. You can register to either attend or to pitch through the public roundtables page on the 1M1M website. In addition, we have a premium program, which is a $1,000 annual membership fee for extensive methodology guidance. All these things that we're talking about, positioning, customer acquisition through social media, all these things taught in very granular detail through case studies and video lectures using the premium program. We have a curriculum that is video lectures and case study-based curriculum. We have business development, so introductions to customers, channel partners, where it makes sense, we would connect those dots. There is an equivalent of this kind of sessions, but for members only, and a private session, which is our interactive version. That is the online mentoring program as part of the premium program. We also help you with financing. So the way we work with the financing situation is that if you are fundable, and we will teach you through the curriculum and through the methodology, we will teach you what you need to do to become financeable. So you need to follow those guidance, you need to follow methodology, and get to a point where you're ready to talk to investors. We do send you to investors on a premature basis unless we ask assess, to have a reasonable shot at getting finance, we would not send you to investors. So, but we help you with financing by introducing you to investors and so forth, and also help you with media. We have clout in the media. One thing we've heard from our constituency is that entrepreneurs, early stage entrepreneurs, are having a very hard time getting any media coverage. So we help you get media coverage for your businesses, because you need to be out there. Your customers, investors, they need to learn about you, that you exist, to be able to be interested in you. So that's something we do extensively. If you go to our website, the $1 Million Club, it introduces you to some of the companies that have reached $1 million. The value equation, the ROI analysis of 1M is a link that's on your screen, quantifying the 1M value equation. And that shows how we deliver $375,000 worth of value plus 5 to 10% of equity for just $1,000 annual membership fee. That is our value equation. And then give you lots of orientation material on how to use 1M effectively. The self-assessment is something we recommend all of you put yourself through. It's a questionnaire that asks all the right questions. If you're going to talk to customers, if you're going to talk to channel partners, if you're going to talk to investors, you need to ask these questions, and you need to know answers to these questions to have a clear strategic plan to get business to market. This is something that you should use. It's actually available for free on the website, and it gives you a good structure to think of your business. And then we also provide the curriculum modules attached to each of these questions. So if you have knowledge gaps, you can learn through those curriculum modules how to plug those knowledge gaps. And for that, however, you need to be a premium member to access the curriculum. So you can evaluate the premium program through a lot of different pages on the website. We have offered you huge amounts of information on the website itself that's very self-explanatory, with videos and descriptions of the premium program and so forth. You can decide whether it meets your needs or not. The curriculum is developed in case studies, is delivered in case studies and video lectures. So we have over 600 case studies of successful entrepreneurs who shared their lessons on they have succeeded and in mitigating the various different challenges that you as early stage entrepreneurs are facing. And we have synthesized all of that into very, very powerful, inspiring curriculum. The curriculum has 4 topics: bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, funding, customer acquisition, and team building. And then we have a bunch of electives that are Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, gaming, and so forth. So you will be able to use the curriculum from basically at your own time, on your own schedule. It's a web self-service mode curriculum. The methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. It's a very, very controlled, low investment method, so that you can get yourself to the additional resources that you need, whether it is through revenue or investment or whatever. But there's a phase that every entrepreneur has to travel where you don't have a lot of resources. And everything we teach you is how to manage that phase and get ahead and get further and put one foot before the other. So we have a deep appreciation for your limited resource. Coverage of premium members page that is accessible from a press navigation tab is basically gives you a flavor of the kind of coverage our premium members are generating. We also give you access to our social media channel, which is quite extensive, and you can use that to get yourself out there. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, we have extensive into social media. We also cover you on our blog through various kinds of coverage opportunities. Blog is also a well-led blog, as well as we have very strong SEO optimization, because we've been around for a long time and we have a lot of authority in the industry. So get coverage on the blog also helps you get yourself out there and known. If it's an entrepreneurship development organization or website catering to entrepreneurs, you're welcome to also consider becoming a 1M1M affiliate partner. We pay 10% affiliate commission. And coming free roundtables there are two in November, 7th and 14th, after which we get into some of our corporate work with Oracle, and then we have Thanksgiving. So there's only two roundtables in November, three roundtables in December, 5th, 12th, and 19th. It's all Thursday mornings, basically. And then June 9th is a special session, which is our 200th roundtables. We'll be celebrating that with some special programming. If you who are working on businesses in India, and if you're still looking for idea to latch on to, check out Vision India 2020. It has $45 billion business ideas. We have an incubator in a box program that any company, investor, government, academic institution, entrepreneurship development organization can use to roll out or to extend the services of your own incubator. And finally, we have a new book that just released this morning, called Feminine Feminism. It's part of the Entrepreneur Journey series, and it's on Kindle. Please check out that book. It deals with entrepreneurship, and it's stories for entrepreneurs and conversations with entrepreneurs, but with deep discussion on the work-life balance issues that a lot of women are dealing with, especially those dealing issue of having children. So it's a friendly book in that there is a lot of question marks around, can you balance a career and a family, and that's what this book speaks to. Okay, other 99% is also a recent book in the Entrepreneur Journey series, very recent, which with the fact that over 99% of businesses that go out to raise financing get rejected. And it's a book that deals with why and how to reduce infant entrepreneur mortality and how you can navigate given that situation. So we are for Q&A. Anybody who wants to call in, please use the instructions on your screen. And if you would like to ask questions in the chat, that's fine too. Please go ahead. Comments, introductions? Feel free to introduce yourselves as well. She thinks that work balance issues are the root of a lot of issues business faces. So what is your business? What are you working on? Mobile marketing, okay. Anybody? Questions, comments, introductions? Anybody to call in? Mobile marketing to local businesses and organizations. Great. Has any questions or comments? Nobody else dial in, or anybody on the call has any questions? Yeah?
This is Rahul here.
Go ahead, Rahul.
Yeah, now I have some queries.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like about caprizi.com.
Yes.
We have few customers using our service, and we have few dealers who are delivering service to our customers.
Yeah.
What we are doing is like we are tying up with hotels in Pune, channel partner, where they can have their own travel desk in the hotel, and the customers coming in the hotels can book a cab through them. I pay them like 4% per booking to hotels.
Okay.
It's like, how do I generate traffic with resources? Because till today, I have been investing in Cap Crazy through my other main business, which is Asian IT Labs. We are a service-based industry with 15 people right now. Crazy is one of my products.
Yeah. But there are, there are very specific marketing mechanisms, online marketing mechanisms that you're going to need to learn. And bootstrapping using services, by the way, is something that we use all the time in our portfolio of companies. Bootstrapping using services is a defined methodology. We use that methodology in a lot of our companies. So that's the problem. We can teach you how to acquire customers. You basically need to learn online marketing digital marketing in a significant way, and we can teach you that.
I need to know when is the right time to approach investors. Because what we are planning is we are planning to launch the same service in main metros in India. And for that we need a very huge fund.
So first and foremost, there's a whole lot of things that you need to approach investors.
Yes.
It's a validated business. You need full strategy mapped out to be able to have discussions with customers. So again, something we can teach you through the program, through the 1M1M program. And I recommend that you learn that and get your, what we call your ducks lined up. Ready, we'll introduce you to investors and you can go talk to investors. You're not ready right now.
Yeah, ready right now. Even I don't know how to find out investors who are interested in this.
You don't have to worry about any of that. Once you are ready, we will be able to introduce you to investors. Okay. Before doing that, we need to get you ready. So if you decide that you want to work with the 1M1M program, then the 1M program will take care of getting you ready, teaching you all these questions that you're coming up with, and then when you're ready for investors, we will introduce you to investors.
Our strategy, what we are applying to acquire customers is like we are tying up with corporate a program called Crazy Smile program, which offers the corporate users to 5% cashback on each and every booking.
Yeah, the issue right now is that you need to actually acquire customers directly. Because indirect channels are going to work to a certain extent, but first and foremost, I think at least, and you can, it's very doable based on what you've told me so far, you really need to learn how to acquire customers directly.
Okay. And what do you think, what do I need to improve upon?
You need to improve upon everything.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Learn how to acquire customers. It's absolutely critical that you learn how to acquire customers. Everything else is going to be spinning that basic understanding. And you're going to need to learn how to do an investor presentation. All that you need to learn.
Yeah, I never thought of approaching an investor because I believe in self-bootstrapping my. It's more.
For now, I think bootstrapping is fine. You should continue to bootstrap, but you need to bootstrap to a point where you have more options.
What's the point exactly? Is like many customers do acquire like something which comes.
It is just the number of customers. It is a full strategy of how you're going to build a business. Investors only acquire in very highly scalable businesses.
Yes.
Unless you can show a strategy of that your business is a very highly scalable business and you have strategy and you understand how to scale very fast and build a very big business, then investors will not invest in your company.
Okay.
you're going to need to put, as what I mean by getting all your ducks lined up, all that needs to be in place. We are approaching the end of this session. What are the questions you have on Irina Patterson in terms of how to work with the 1M1M program, okay? So can you please put in your email, phone number, and Skype ID so people who have further questions can get in touch with you. Her Skype is Irina_Patterson. Her email is irina@1m1m.com. Irina, I need to put in your phone number. Sarah's question is it possible to change the perception of mobile strategy/marketing from a nice-to-have to a must-have? You approach busy business owners, cold calling, feet on street. We're doing approximately 10K to 15K monthly, but it's taking too much effort. In fact, everyone has a mobile phone and you can reach anytime, instantly get them to come back, loyalty, etc. But more often they end up saying, not yet, they don't see that they must. I'm told that the gap between consumer ready and willing to engage with businesses via text and apps and the business organizations. You know, the way to do that is kind of go after segments that are specifically ready and have particularly good ROI on investing in mobile marketing. Anything that you do, this is a more broad value proposition, more broad principle, is that you really need to position your product. If you go broadly and try to talk to anybody and everybody, that's not going to work. You need to position your offering and be much more specific and granular in how you approach the market. Folks, Maureen, can you, there you go, the phone number and Skype and phone for Irina are all on the screen. Irina @1m1m.com. Irina_Patterson is her Skype ID. 786012456 is the number. So anybody, we need to wrap up. We're at the end of the session. But if you would like to talk to Irina and understand more about the program and how it applies to your specific situation, please go ahead and get in touch with Irina and she will help you through your evaluation. Folks, goodbye and good luck with each of your businesses. We will be back here next week and I look forward to seeing you back here. Bye.